content. So we're excited that you're joining us today. Before we get started and kick off our session, we have a few videos that we want to show you for some sponsor recognition, and then a special thank you to our Spotlight track sponsor, Zayo. So Vince, if you can help me with those, thank you so much, and we'll talk to you here in a bit.
Hi, I'm Ben Data, CEO of Food Maven and a Denver Startup Week co-founder. Denver Startup Week has always been about community, and today it's more important than ever to show how we can come together to create opportunities out of the challenges that we face, opportunities for every member of the community. Before we dive in, we want to say a special thank you to our 2020 Denver Startup Week sponsors who make it all possible. Thanks to our title sponsors, Downtown Denver Partnership, JP Morgan Chase, Prologis, and Xero. And our track sponsors who have made all the great content you're hearing today possible. Battery 621 and the Public Works, Capital One Cafe, Colorado Lending Source, Friday Health, Quizlet, Exactly, Zayo, and Zestful. Our headline event sponsors are bringing the excitement this week. Thank you to Wix, Kenzen, MAPR Agency, Obsidian HR, Kickstart Fund, Promontory Mortgage, Molson Coors, and Comcast. Finally, thank you to our partner and member sponsors listed on the screen. Thank you for your support of Denver Startup Week. You help make all of this possible.
At Zayo, our fiber fuels global innovation. Everything we do, everything we can imagine. Never in history has innovation happened at such a rapid pace. And all of it depends on bandwidth connectivity. Millions of miles of Zayo's fiber span the globe, traveling unique routes, providing dense metro footprints, offering next-generation solutions. We didn't just see the future of fiber, we built it. We delivered it. Every millisecond, our fiber is fueling crucial operations, breakthroughs, and innovations for the world's most impactful companies. Companies that are disrupting the status quo, igniting imaginations, revolutionizing industries, and creating brand new ones. Our customers are advancing wireless communication, transforming healthcare, changing education, revolutionizing transportation, redefining banking, powering retail, and upping the game in esports. These innovators rely on Zayo's fast, secure fiber networks to connect their offices, factories, data centers, clouds, exchanges, venues, and more, ultimately fueling innovation and transforming lives. And behind those fiber connections, Zayo is all about human connections. We take ownership in all we do. Our employees take the initiative to deliver trusted solutions to every customer and make their experience effortless. We are energetic and entrepreneurial, a partner to rely on. We are Zayo. We are working with our customers on what comes next, constantly anticipating what can be. We are fueling global innovation that is changing the world.
Alrighty, thanks again to Zayo, our track sponsor for our Spotlight sessions. It's just due to their continued support that we're able to give you sessions just like this one throughout the week. We hope you've had a great Monday, first day of Denver Startup Week. I know I've certainly learned a ton hosting a lot of these sessions today, so thank you for joining us for this one. It's my pleasure now to introduce Jen Ewan. She's with the Pledgettes, and she's really going to guide us all through a conversation around money, which is a fantastic way to end our day, I would say. Go ahead, Jen.
Thank you so much. Thanks to the Denver Startup Week Planning Committee. They have overcome some pretty big obstacles and have taken on some unique challenges to deliver an incredible week of programming. I was sad. I thought Denver Startup Week might not happen this year, but they pulled it together and are doing incredible stuff with the help of some awesome sponsors. I am Jen Ewan. I am the founder of the Pledgettes, which is a community for women to talk about money. And that's what we're going to do tonight. So I'm going to just jump right into it. In the next hour, you are going to have 5 one-on-one money conversations. There might be 3 people in your group too. What's going to happen is I'm going to post 3 questions in the chat. And then you'll be sent off into breakouts, have some one-on-one money conversations, and then we'll bring you back every 5 minutes. We'll do a little break. Then you'll get to meet with a few more new people to have more money conversations. So the idea is you'll start with these 3 questions. You can pick whichever question you're comfortable answering. These are conversation starters. So if your conversation goes deeper or in different ways, let it go there. I ask that you please keep talking about money. I'm on a mission to abolish the gender wealth gap by facilitating money conversations with women and allies. Male version of you will have 3 times as much wealth at retirement age due to men making more money, taking fewer breaks in their career, and investing earlier and more often. Being in the startup community, we are all risk takers. So we need to talk about money so that we're making smart strategic risks with our money, and building businesses that are sustainable, and that we can then use that money to grow our communities, to grow and enrich our employees' lives, and to do all that good stuff that we want to do with our money. All right. The first 3 questions that we're going to have here, let me pull those up into the chat for you guys. All right, we have, what is your first memory of money? What would you do if you earned $1 million investment in your business? And women live 5 years longer than men. Do you believe that they should retire early or 5 years later? 1 second. Vince, I'm going to need the host privileges again to do breakouts. Otherwise, if you want to put people into breakouts. Technology's switching on us. All right. While we're figuring out the technology side of it, what I would love for you guys to do is, everybody, I'm sure, knows what their first memory of money is. So think about your first memory of money and go ahead and put that in the chat. Share with me, where were you? Who were you with? What were you doing? What is your first memory of money? All right, we're starting to get some comments. So Tess shared, when first comes to mind, getting money from the Tooth Fairy and selling Girl Scout cookies. An entrepreneur at a young age selling the Girl Scout cookies. I love that, Tess. Sydney says, well, I had a large Coke piggy bank full of coins and my parents had to use it. Oh, Sydney, did you have the one that stood on the floor that came up, to like, they were as tall as kids were. They were incredible. That is an interesting story though, because your parents had to use that money. Shiner Studios, it was babysitting and delivering newspapers. I had to work hard to get money. I love all of these. Keep sharing them in the chat. What I love about your first memory of money is that there's always 2 common themes that I see with all of this. One, it involves somebody else. So somebody has to teach us the concept of money. It's generally a parent or a friend, an aunt or uncle, grandparent, guardian. Somebody has to explain to us what money is and that we trade money in this barter system for stuff and things. The second is it always involves an emotion. So it might, we might be super excited about it. It might be stressful and overwhelming. And you can kind of see that first memory of money is influencing your money mindset today. For me, it was my 5th birthday. My grandpa gave me a $5 bill instead of a toy. I was super annoyed because I didn't know what I was going to do with a piece of paper, and I really just wanted a toy as a 5-year-old. But then my mom took me to the store and I was able to purchase and pick out my own toy for myself. What was great about that is I looked at all the price tags. I got to make a decision and what I wanted to spend my $5 on. I spent $2.34 on a Rainbow Bright stamp, and then my mom took me to the bank and I deposited the rest of that money into my savings account. I really like numbers, which is why I remember that the Rainbow Bright stamp cost $2.34. That stamp is still in my parents' basement today. And it really taught me the value that money is choice. And if I have $1, I get to choose to spend it, save it, invest it, donate it, lose it. Hopefully I don't lose it, but we've all lost some money or misplaced some money at some point in our lives. But we all get this choice of what we want to do with $1. All right. I am going to send you off into breakout. So if you guys want to talk about your first money memory, keep doing that. The rest of the other 2 conversations is what would you do if you earned $1 million investment in your business? And women generally live 5 years longer than men. Do you believe that they should retire 5 years later? So I'm going to put you into some rooms. And off you go. I will call you all back in about 5 minutes. All right. All right, and for those on the custom stream, think about that first money memory. Think about who you were with. It was probably as a child, and that it could be very exciting. It could be overwhelming and stressful. It could help you with an abundant mindset today. It could complicate it with a scarcity mindset that you might have today. Everybody has a version of a scarcity and a abundant mindset, and we're sort of on this spectrum where there might be some topics of money where we feel very good about that. And I am going to be right back. I'm going to join a quick breakout room once.
Well, I came back because my room had 2 phone callers that didn't know how to unmute. What about you?
Ditto, Amy. Ditto.
Right, hello. It was like I can click on participants, but there's a lot of folks calling in because they probably didn't know. And so you could see their phones and you could see mute, but you don't know how to
Right.
talk to them or mute. So I'm like, leave. So that was kind of an interesting one, but both mine said phone numbers, Jen, and they both had mute on them. So I'm like, well, leave. I tried.
All right. We'll do some bigger groups next time. Just so you are all aware, this is also being broadcasted out. So anything that we're saying in this general session room will be broadcasted. So we are 2 minutes through. Let me just send a quick message. Does anybody in our general session room want to share a money memory, their first Or actually, does anyone want to share one of the other questions?
Sure, I'll go.
All right.
My first memory of money, well, of receiving it, was babysitting. And I remember saving all my money and I put it in a jar, and then I counted it one day and it was over $100, and I thought I was rich.
That's
I was like,
awesome.
wow. And I was probably like, I don't know, 13. So I thought, oh, great, I have all this money. And then I had to figure out what to spend it with. Like, what am I going to do with it? I don't know.
That is awesome. All right, dream big. Is there somebody here? What would you do if you received $1 million investment into a startup that you're launching, a startup that you're working for? Who wants to share that and answer that question? Nobody?
I'll go if no one else wants to. I don't know what I do. $1 million. I don't even know how much that is. Like, right? You know, I can picture 1,000, a few thousand, but $1 million, like, what would I do with that? I don't know. Probably start something bigger than what I have going. You know, like buy a building and do something maybe a little bit different of a business model. Mine's all virtual and at home. So I don't know, buy a bigger office. I don't know. That's crazy. $1 million is like, I can't fathom that. Like, you hear it all, and it's like, you know, a million's that round number, but really, how much money is that? I don't know.
I bet there are some startups who say that is nothing.
Probably.
And others that is way beyond what they could ever imagine. I'm going to close the room, so we're going to start to see a lot more people in here. Our last question: women generally live 5 years longer than men. Should they retire 5 years later? What do you think? Does anyone want to answer that question here? Feel free to unmute yourself. And
No, we have to have we have to wear heels and have babies, and now we have to work longer. I don't know about that one.
Jasmine, tell me more. Do you think that women should retire 5 years later because they're?
I don't know. I think it's an individual. I'm cooking too. I'll turn my camera on in a second. I'm making snack. But I don't know. I mean, I think maybe when we receive the same amount of funding, we get paid the same amount. Maybe we could talk about it that way.
I love it. There you go. Yes.
I agree with that.
That's awesome. All right. Welcome back. If there's anything that you personally shared in the chat that you want to share with the larger group, feel free to throw that in the chat feature down below or to the side. Don't share other people's. Just, this is an opportunity for you to share what you want to share. We're not calling anybody out or oversharing for others. But this has just been a great opportunity to talk about money. So with your money mindset, thinking about that first memory of money, our money mindset, it's our beliefs and attitudes and assumptions about money. So what that does is that shows up in our daily decision making, whether we have an abundant mindset or a scarcity mindset, or generally everybody's on the spectrum somewhere in between. And we can all move around a lot. Our money mindset also makes assumptions about others and money. So sometimes it's possible that, you know, you read about a startup getting certain kind of funding and you're like, well, why did they get it and why didn't I? Or some money shows up as guilt for people when they're not ready to receive or they don't feel worthy of receiving. So this money mindset, there's a lot into it, but the best news about your money mindset is that it can evolve. My favorite thing about talking about money all day, every day, is that nobody was born with financial literacy. Anybody who's got it has learned it, which means we can all learn it. We all get the opportunity to learn more about any specific topic that we want to learn about. We get to engage in money conversations. While money can be seen as a taboo topic, and maybe as a kid we were told, don't talk about money, it's rude, it's not polite. That is just not true, especially now, and especially being in the startup community where money determines whether businesses can thrive or have slow growth or fail fast or take a long time and all of your savings before it fails. I was just on the execution session. Nobody gives a shit about your idea. And there was a lot of great discussion around figuring out how to validate your idea and failing fast so that you aren't losing money in it. Can I use the reactions below and give me a hand clap if any of the sessions today brought up money? All right, Haley is saying so, Karen's saying so. So money, we've got to be talking about it, and you all joined tonight to talk about money, which I love so much. All right, I'm gonna throw you back into breakouts with 3 new questions. They are now in the chat. 1, how do you celebrate achieving a financial goal? 2, where do you get your financial advice? And 3, who is on your financial A team, which is AKA the people you talk about money with. So I'm gonna get you into some new breakouts here, and I'm gonna do some quick math to figure out what we'll do. All right, and you guys are off to your next breakout. You've got about 5 minutes to talk. Feel free to answer whichever questions you are confident and you want to talk about money with. All right, and for those that are watching the live stream, thanks for staying with us. Our questions are, how do you celebrate achieving a financial goal? Where do you get your financial advice? And who is on your financial A team? AKA those people that you talk about money with. Haley, are you here? All right, well, for my friends that are on the live stream or watching the recording, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back up and share a few more people's first memory of money, because these are one of my favorite things to talk about. Haley said, I remember being a kid. I knew I would have to buy my first car. My parents told me that when I was little. So starting in the 4th grade, I saved my tooth fairy money. I saved money up until it was time for me to buy a car at the end of high school. Oh my God, Haley, that's awesome. Such a saver. I imagine she's probably a saver now. Samantha Miller, my dad giving me $20 to go buy the gas station food I wanted when I was 6 years old. Oh my gosh, could you imagine getting $20 to go into the gas station and just buy whatever you want? That would be awesome. All right. Welcome, Tanisha. I'm going to put you into a breakout room here in a second.
Thank you.
Welcome. Give me. And off you go. All right, this is awesome. Some more first memories. Definitely first memory was from the Tooth Fairy. Babysitting was my first money maker. I remember selling drinks and snacks during the summer. Megan said, I remember watching my mom write a check and trying to understand how it was the same as money. Do parents write checks anymore? I don't even know. I definitely have done work on eliminating those lack fears that are still inherent in my family, which is awesome. I love putting on a winter coat and finding cash I forgot about last season. That just happened to me with our recent snowstorm. I found a $20 bill and a coat from last winter, and that was super awesome. I loved that. All right, I'm going to bring everybody back, and we are going to play a video here. Welcome back. Welcome back. Excited to see you guys coming back. If you want to share anything that you talked about in your breakout that you shared yourself, please feel free to do so in the chat. While you guys were off having your breakouts, I was actually reading through the chat to learn all of your first money memories. I love that some of you had some very similar ones. It definitely showed me the entrepreneurial vibe that we all have going on here, which I just love. A bunch of entrepreneurs. So awesome. Welcome back. Welcome back. How are your conversations? Feel free to give me a reaction with a hand clap, a thumbs up. And if you want to share anything that you shared in your breakout, feel free to throw that in the chat. That is what I spent the time while I was having FOMO, because I didn't have anybody to talk about money with, while you all were in breakouts, which was awesome. So I was just reading through the chat to look at your first money memories that you shared. I love how entrepreneurial everybody is. It is so awesome. All right. In this little break, I asked a few of my founder friends to share how they talk about money. So now I want to play a video from Maya Monell, who is the co-founder of Navit, navitmoney.com. It is a financial wellness app. And my favorite thing about this app is that every day you can go in and you get to answer how you're feeling about money today. Are you feeling stressed, overwhelmed, all of that good stuff? So I'm going to let Maya share a little bit about how she talks about money with her co-founder.
Hello, everyone. I'm Maya Monell, co-founder and chief marketing officer here at the Navit Money app. I'm so excited to be joining you all virtually for the Pledgettes 100 Women Talking Money Startup Edition. So let's get started. How did you first find a co-founder, and how did you two talk about money? Well, I'm actually the newer of the two of us to the Navit team. So Erin founded the company a couple of years ago and found me about a year and a half ago. She found me through an executive coach that we were actually both using independently at the time, and that coach connected us. So we got rather lucky there out of the gate. But in terms of how we talk money and how that conversation has evolved, I would say that she and I are both very transparent, and I'm sorry she can't be here today, so you'll have to take my word on her opinion on all of these questions. But she and I are very transparent and upfront with each other, both on our personal and professional kind of balance sheets. We, maybe because we're founders of a financial technology, don't feel a need to, to hide and not disclose any financial concerns or worries that we have. I mean, that's one of the beauties of our app. That's something that we're really focused on, is the cognitive approach to financial health. So we're very open. I mean, she's a single mom. She's got bills to pay. I have a financial partner and do not have a child, though I have a newborn puppy. So we each kind of have our own personal fixed and variable expenses and things that we have to account for. So even in the tougher months pre-raise, when we were still bootstrapping the company, we were very transparent with what we needed and when we could take a stipend from the company and when we couldn't. And I would say too, we incessantly share P&Ls with each other all the time. And one of the things we've outlined out of the gate is having a really clear sense of our budget as a whole for the company.
Huh.
And out of the gate is having a really clear sense of our budget as a whole for the company, and also budgets across departments that we manage, and anybody else managing a different department's budget. We have kind of forecasting in place and always have kind of some projected balance sheets as well as the actual turnouts, and that's been really effective for team, really whole team communication, but definitely from our leadership style. Thanks so much. I hope you all are having a great event, and I look forward to seeing you all on another Pledgettes event soon. You'll see more of me in our upcoming master class launching October 5th. See you then.
Awesome. I love hearing other people talk about money too. So it was awesome for me to hear how Maya and Erin talk about money, how they found each other as co-founders. Do any of you guys have co-founders? And how did you find them? I'm so curious. If you want to share, put it in the chat. That is one of my questions, is how do you find somebody that is so like-minded that wants to take on this huge project of launching a startup with you? Whoa, sounds awesome and maybe a bit overwhelming. All right, are you guys ready for another money conversation? Do you want more time? Was it too much time? Do you want smaller groups? Let me know in the chat. We're good. Haley's giving me the good thumbs up. We feel like this is awesome. More time, Stephanie says. All right, yes, more time. All right, we're gonna do more time on this one. So I've got 3 new questions for you. What has been your biggest financial fail? What is your company's best employee benefit? And what topic did you need to learn the fastest for your job or for Adulting 101? Let me recreate some rooms here. And you guys are off. I'm going to give you a little bit more time. Feel free to just go deep on one of these questions or try to get all of the questions done. I am loving this. This is awesome. All right, and for you that are in the general session room, you're welcome to stay here and talk to me about money. It is getting broadcasted out and recorded, or you can join the breakout room. If you're having trouble joining the breakout room, let me know.
I'm gonna hang out here.
Awesome. All right.
Before I got disconnected the first time. So I was like, okay, I think I'll just hang out. And if you don't have someone to talk to for a minute, then I might as well just like hang out here. So
I love it. Yes. Okay. What's your name?
I'm Krista. Sorry.
Hi, Krista.
My company is Shiner Studios. My last name is Shiner. Do you want me to tell you what my biggest financial fail is?
Yeah, as long as you're good with the recording of this going out.
Totally fine.
All right, let's hear it.
I would say maybe taking on too much at once.
Mm-hmm. Tell me more about that.
It was like when I started my company, it was just a really fast transition many years ago. So it was not, I was already doing what I did for about 6 years. So I didn't really have like a financial plan in place. It was kind of more of this learn as you go scenario. And I think that was like the biggest fail, because then it really wasn't having like this solid foundation. And even though I had a general knowledge of financials, it wasn't enough for the growth part of, okay, well, what do I realistically need, and going like on an annual basis in terms of ongoing education and tools and materials and just a variety of things associated with my business. So, and then that just kind of perpetuated for a bit. And I got a house at the same time because it was cheaper than rent and having a studio. And anyway, it was, I feel like it definitely set the trajectory of taking too much on at once. But hey, like, you don't know what you can handle till you do it anyway.
There you go. And are you a service-based business or a product?
Actually both. So I
Okay.
do artistic services predominantly for homes, some commercial, small commercial spaces, not so much in the last couple of years. And I'm a painter and artist, and that's how I got into more of the decorative arts while I was in college. So selling some paintings, but I'm really expanding on the e-commerce part. So yeah, a bit of both. So it's all been a very good learning curve. And then, like, if I just want to go down this question list. So I'm the only employee currently of my company. I hire independent contractors and small businesses due to the nature of my work. It's more specialized.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would say that the biggest thing would be like a human to human interaction.
Yeah.
Like, being a human being first. If you're really sick, there's really, no reason that you should torment yourself or potentially harm other people, like prior to COVID.
Right.
Like you have a really horrible case of flu. Well, I really don't want you around.
Yes, exactly.
Just being a human being. We're not machines, and honoring and respecting that. And the last one, I think, so what money topic did you need to learn the fastest? I would say at a young age, that's the first thing that comes up was saving.
Yeah. And then as a business owner, so when you said you started your business, you didn't have a strong handle on the finances.
Mm-mm.
What kind of turned it around? Was it like learning how to read financial reports or understanding profit margins?
Well, it was more of learning how to understand the reports, and actually a combination of, in buying a house with nobody else, just myself. That was a huge other component to learning finances on a whole other level, and how those correlate also with operating a business. So I was learning a lot. What turned it around also is working with a financial advisor. There was a company in my mid-20s, long after starting a wealth strategies group that combined like your insurances with, everything in this whole package, because really one thing affects the other. Yeah. If you don't have adequate health insurance and your deductible is this, then that's going to affect your savings. And then it all goes into your overall financial health. So anyway.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And it's emulated from that.
I know. It is, it's wild how much, like, I was always so overwhelmed by like a P&L statement, or like when I worked full-time in an agency, there was a time where I started to get P&L responsibility. And I was like, oh my gosh, there's so many levers and so many numbers, and what do they all mean? But it's all learned. We all learn all of this. Anything about money we're learning about.
Well, yeah, nothing's ever, you can only plan, you know what I mean? Even people say like, you can even have like the best projected plan. And I've experienced that too. And things are like, well, okay, that was not enough.
Yeah, totally.
And what's the learning experience from this? And let's carry on, because
especially planning for a year like 2020 financially, that just goes right on out the window.
Yeah.
All right, welcome back again. You know the drill now. If there's anything you want to share that you shared in your breakout, please put it in the chat. I love reading these later. It is my way to feel like I had 100 money conversations tonight, even though I have not. And I'm gonna share one more video from another woman that I love who also loves talking about money. I met her at Denver Startup Week last year. So you all might know Liz Georgie of Suna Studios and Mightier. Liz is going to talk about her perspective on if you should get venture capital money. I love hearing Liz talk about money. Every time we see each other, we just jump right into the money conversations because she is someone who is great at talking about money. So I'll let you guys listen to Liz.
Hello, Liz Georgie here, co-founder and CEO of Suna. I'm here to help you understand whether or not going after a round of venture capital or raising a round for your business is the right fit. And I think that I am uniquely qualified to help you with this because I've actually built businesses both ways. I bootstrapped my first business, turning a few $1,000s of my own savings into a more than $2 million company. And I actually raised $5 million in the first year of Suna to help us go from zero to growth. And really, there's two key questions you want to ask yourself about whether or not you're ready to raise venture capital. The first is, do you have a clear financial path to $100 million? I know that sounds crazy, but it's just true. These are the things that venture capitalists are going to be looking for. Are you able to have a plan that will get you from $0 to $100 million? It's not a good or a bad thing, by the way. It's just the reality of what makes something venture backable. My first business only had a path to probably $10 million or $20 million. And that means that I had to go more traditional routes. I had to go for banking or small business loans, things of that nature. The second question to ask yourself is, are you ready to sell off a piece of your business to someone else who might have some opinions about it? It takes a great deal of mental fortuitiveness to be able to tolerate other people meddling in your business. And so you really do have to know, am I mentally prepared for that? Am I open to it? Am I excited about having someone else own a piece of my business? I, in fact, was excited to have other stakeholders involved in my business. And so it made me a really, really great fit for venture. Those two questions can really help you make the decision. And if both are, yes, I'm ready and I have a path, then go for it. You absolutely can do it. It's going to take a lot of hard work, but it's something that I believe more women can do. All right, good luck.
Awesome. I love getting inspired by other women that are in the startup space and are doing it in different ways. All right, I'm going to talk a little bit about building your financial A-team. This is one of my favorite topics to share. Much like you build a personal or professional network, you have different types of people in your professional network. Think about it with that same framework for building out your financial A-team. These are people that I am confident you should have on your financial A-team and should be people that you are talking about money with. So that first person is growth partners. I've already seen in the chat some people talking about having great financial advisors and leaning on their financial advisors to help them with their retirement planning and with those big goals that they have. If you are interested in building your company and you are going to need some lending like Liz just talked about, start building that relationship with people at Colorado Lending Source, at your local bank or credit union. Start building those growth partners of people who can help you achieve your financial goals. The second are connectors. Liz is a connector for me because maybe I'm the connector in this example. I'm a connector. I love connecting people. So if there is somebody that you want to talk about money with, let me know. I can probably find you somebody to talk about. Liz and Erin and Maya from Navid, I connected the two of them together because Liz's company, Suna, has a candor clause. I recommend going to suna.co and reading all about it. It is part of their fundraising strategy. And I was telling Maya about it at Navid, and she wanted to learn more. Liz and Maya have connected, and they're now talking about how to raise capital as female founders in the startup community. And I love being that connector. The third group is mentors and mentees. So find somebody who is 10 steps ahead of you. If you are interested in owning real estate one day, start talking to your friends and family that own real estate. Learn about their experiences. Maybe they'll connect you to some growth partners, like a realtor, an insurance agent, or a lender. And don't forget the people coming up behind you. If you were confident in a way that you got a big raise in your career, share that advice with those people who are 10 steps behind you. We all need to be talking about money to abolish the gender wealth gap. The fourth group is the high five tribe. And this is personally my favorite because when we don't talk about money, we talk about money by buying stuff. I got a big raise at work. I go out and buy a new car. Everybody says, Jen, your car is so cool. Congratulations on getting a new car. Where, what if I could just tell people, hey, I got a big raise at work, save myself the $30,000 and not buy a car? So let's talk about money and let's celebrate those financial successes. If you don't feel like you have somebody to celebrate your success, I am all about it. And members of the Pledgettes are too. So let me know. I am happy to give you a virtual high five and a virtual confetti cannon to help you celebrate your milestones and achieving your financial goals. And the fifth is diverse thinkers. This one's important to me. I don't understand why people invest in cryptocurrency, but I want to know more about it. I want to know why they are confident in putting their money. How much money are they putting in? How much are they seeing back? One of our Pledgette members is doing an experiment. She put $300 in a peer-to-peer lending portfolio, and she's sharing monthly updates on how the peer-to-peer lending portfolio is going with Prosper. I haven't done it yet, but I'm very curious about it. So I love seeing Jessie's journey on it and her sharing her experiences. So throw in the chat, tell me who is someone that you need on your financial A team. Which one of those 5 groups would be somebody that you want on your financial A team? While you guys are doing that, I'm going to get our last questions. Because you asked if we could have some more time together in these breakouts, you're going to get 6 questions this time to choose from. Remember, you don't have to answer all 6 questions. You can just go deep on one question. You can talk about a lot. Go through as many as you want. So here are the questions. What mentorship, sponsorship opportunities would you like to see for women in the startup community around money? What is a big financial goal you'd like to achieve in the next 10 years? Man, look at yourself 10 years ago and how much you've accomplished in the last 10 years. You can do anything in 10 years. So set a big, crazy goal 10 years from now. I bet you can do it. The third question is, what money topic are you most proud to understand now? How do you know if you're making a good investment? How can you help close the gender wealth gap? We all have a role to do. We can all do something. And what is one commitment you want to make to your future self? All right, I'm going to recreate some rooms here. And you guys are off. I will see you in about 6 minutes. All right, here are some of the types of people that our participants are looking for. Samantha wants someone on her high five tribe. Roma wants a mentor. Stephanie wants a mentor. Haley wants connectors. Miriam wants a mentor who is a millionaire to learn from them. I love that. I am going to be right back. I got to go join breakout room 1. Welcome, Tanisha. You've got Krista here too. Tanisha, I just want to share everything that we say in this room is getting recorded and broadcasted out.
Okay.
So only share what you're comfortable sharing with YouTube or the rest of the world.
I don't have a really uncomfortable bone in my body. You can ask me anything and I'll tell you, and you'll probably be like, stop. Just
Oh, I love it.
Could you kindly repeat the questions, please, so I can go back to thinking about my answers?
Yes, you can see them in the chat.
Okay.
What is a big financial goal you'd like to achieve in the next 10 years? How do you know if you're making a good investment? What is one commitment you want to make to your future self? Do any of those questions stand out to you?
I think I want to answer the goal I want to commit to my future self.
Yeah.
I would like to tell my future self, be patient with you, because nothing is instant. That if it's really worth going after, if it is the vision that you have and you want to pursue it, you have to know that it takes some work to do it. And I know we hear this a lot, like it's not going to happen overnight. But then, you hear all these success stories and it almost instantly sound like it's overnight. And you're like, why can't that happen to me? But I'm not jealous of that person. I'm happy for them, but I'm just waiting for my time. And when will my time be? So all I can say to my future self is, it's coming if you put in the work. So I know that I have some skin in the game. I'm going to continue going full steam ahead. So that's what I would say.
love that. I love that because it's so cool to think about these big goals, but of course there's 100 steps to get to that goal. And so whether you're bootstrapping your business or you're going out to get funding of any kind, it does not happen overnight. Nobody's out there writing $1 million checks to somebody with an idea.
But if you know somebody, can you give them my name? I'm just saying, we don't have because we don't ask. I'm asking right now. So it's being broadcast. I'm let you know. I'm asking. If you see this face, this is an ask. How you doing?
Put it out to the universe, Tanisha. What would you do if you got some funding?
Today?
Sure.
Oh my goodness. So it's this piece of land that I want to turn into a farm / domestic shelter, because those are two things that I'm like really connected to the earth since childhood. And since childhood, I've probably had the same encounter with domestic violence from maternal side, paternal side, and just, in general. And so I know what it's like to go through something that people don't want to talk about. It's uncomfortable. And yet, and still, you still need the help in order to get to the other side. But it's easy to get stuck in that place and say, you know what, I'm just going to stay. It's not as bad as I think it is, but it can actually get worse. And so I've seen what it's like to come out on the other side and know that it is people that can help you. But if you're afraid to say anything because you believe that, they can't help you, then you're going to be stuck in that situation. And so I thought that I would create an environment where they have shelter over their head. They don't have to worry about where am I going to stay, and not have to worry about somebody after them. But at the same time, they'll find the place that they're in is a healing place. They can work with the land itself. Like, I love gardening personally. I want to open a poultry farm. And so I was thinking that I would have some chickens on the farm so that they can get the connection of how to take care of animals and connecting with, like I said, the earth itself. So those would be peaceful transit that they can use, even life skills that they can build and use in the community to help them get out from up under the thumb of somebody else financially. So today, if I had the opportunity, if somebody wrote me a check that would pay for that land over there and get it started, I absolutely would be doing that.
I love that, Tanisha. When you open up your space and your community, I will come facilitate a money conversation with your community. I would love that
Thank
so
you.
much. All right,
you.
welcome back, everyone. That was so many questions in such a short period of time. I know, an hour goes by so fast. So if you want to continue the money conversation, reach out to me. I am going to put my contact information in the chat while I turn it back over to the Denver Startup team. Also, the Pledgettes host weekly events where we talk about a different money topic every single week. You can attend an upcoming Pledgettes event for just $1 with the promo code DSW $1. I do believe that you need to let go of money to build your wealth. We're not going to be doing it by attending a bunch of free events and a bunch of 0.01% savings accounts. We are going to have to let go of our money, take some risks. So please do that. And with this, it is going back to Vince, or who's gonna wrap this up from a Denver?
Jen, it's Adina.
Adina, awesome.
Yes, thank you so much. What a great conversation. I just was so inspired to hear stories and insights and opinions and resources and just everything from you ladies. So thank you for being a part of this session and this program this evening. Another thank you to our Spotlight track sponsor for bringing you sessions just like this. We appreciate Zayo. Enjoy the rest of your Denver Startup Week. Get out there. There's plenty of things for you to experience for the next 4 days. We hope to see you more and more as the week continues. Everybody have a wonderful evening and we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye now.
This was awesome. Thank you all. I know it's still hitting record. I'm just gonna hit stop. Stop recording. I hope that didn't mess it up. Thank you all for sharing. This was so much fun. Again, my contact information is there. Please reach out to me. Find me on LinkedIn. Find me anywhere. Let's keep these money conversations going, because the more we can talk about money, the more we can all do something to abolish the gender wealth gap.
Thank you.
Thank you. Tanisha, I'm going to come visit your space. You tell me when it's open.
I will absolutely. We're going to have a party and everybody is going to take home some eggs.
Email Tanisha.
Thank you. Is it Krista? Is that how you pronounce it? Did you get my email?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to
Thank you. Thank you.
Have a good night. Thanks, Krista.
Bye.
So much.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Okay.